issues which are being faced in land records. As you may be aware, we have in our panel members from the industry who are actually carrying out land record works. But before I go to them, I would like to open, like, if there are any questions which you would like to put across to the panelists, we can take it up. Yes.
I think I'm the only person who's having a lot of problems in industry. You're the only me. Yes. Okay, fine. The issue is that, sir, regarding cadastral surveys, we have been carrying out land record surveys or land plan surveys. Okay, that is of the highways. We prepare a ground map, existing ground map of the highways using the modern technology. Then you have to collect the records from the revenue authorities. Then superimpose it accurately on the existing drawing which is prepared by modern technology. And then get it validated and certified from the revenue authorities again. So this is a part of cadastral survey which you are doing for, is called land plan surveys. Okay, this is a part of DPR project again. Now the major issue which we are facing is the certification, getting the records itself is a big problem. Even if we get the records, those are incomplete, and even if we get some of the records or whatever is available, the certification part again from the government or the department is a very big problem for us. They are not ready to certify the drawings prepared, and they are saying it should be given to us, I mean given to the government. But if we give them to the government, they don't have the infrastructure and the manpower to do the surveys. So there is a demand in the industry for the surveys to be done, and even if the people are doing the surveys, it's not supportive. So how does government play a role in coping up this issue?
That is an issue. In fact, that's why we are talking that if the entire cadastral records are captured in GIS domain, I totally agree that now revenue, I mentioned 1,50,000 sheets, then million of records. You are talking when you lay down a road, then number of plots which are coming, this thing, whether they are private or public or forest, that need to be verified. So they are having some hard copy sheets, mutated some 20, 25 years back. Sometimes they are not able to extricate. Now, issue is there that government has to support, but they can only support if they have this entire thing in digital GIS domain. Now in Orissa, we face very typical and peculiar problem, this SABIC records and HAL records. You know that there is a Forest Conservation Act which mandates that any land parcel cannot be diverted for non-forest use, any land cannot be diverted for non-forestry use if it is having the forest title. Now, government revenue department, what they did, village forest is not a actual legal forest. Village forest or your Gramya jungle, it is the revenue department land, and where they are having or Khasra jungle, where they saw some vegetation is there, and old land records, they mentioned Khasra jungle or Gramya jungle or something. That there is some vegetation is there, and we will use it sometime. 1980 Forest Conservation Act came, that mandates that any kism, and then Godavarman case came, and they told that any land having forest or resembling forest. So this entire Gramya jungle or Khasra jungle became forest land. That needs now clearance from Government of India, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Revenue Department, what they did in 80s and 90s, they completed the HAL now, and in the SABIC it was suppose Khasra forest. They mentioned from Khasra because they have the power earlier to change, Tehsildar and EDM. So they changed it from Khasra or revenue to maybe agriculture or maybe diverted to some private or this. Now, that is a violation of the legal prescription, because as per Supreme Court, you cannot divert any land which is having forest kism. So now ministry has said that each and individual plot, now collector has to verify that as on October 1980, this was not a forest land, and you have to mention and certify this was. So that type of issue, if the Tehsildar is facing, we are aware that industry come and they get it certified everything. When they come second time, now this Khasra, this HAL and SABIC issue has come. That has to be again come to them and then again verified, and that process get delayed. In some, my only submission is there that yes, you are absolutely right, but government definitely LRMP program, that is the mandate that they should at the earliest create this. First thing is the land record digitization, this thing, at least like Odisha, he was mentioning all the state. So they should have this thing, digital and GIS ready domain. They should be able to retrieve from that and certify, not going to the old record. And they have to also keep pace with the occurring mutation. Because if the mutation has happened and you are lagging 10 years, you don't know the status. So these two things, definitely there is no dispute. You are right that government should enable the industries for proper development. And as I mentioned that suppose we have georeference, now we can see in Odisha at least the industries can get that what are the, when I take my road, which land parcel will come and who is the owner, whether it is forest or Gram jungle. But again, the problem is that if it is not, mutation is not done, I will be talking of the, as per the land record. So that issue I cannot even resolve this Hal and Sabik, which has occurred maybe after 95, maybe 2000. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yes, I will add a couple of points on this. It's a very interesting question and day in, day out problem for everyone. Actually, we're all facing the same thing. I will give a context in a little bit 180 degrees opposite one. Wherein we are working for one of the customer in Andhra Pradesh. The revenue people identified the land. This is for the government to G2G service. Government given land to another government department for industrial development actually. AP Industrial Infrastructure Development Corporation. The revenue department people, officials, the surveyors, they identified the land. Peg marks also there. Our mandate is we are integrating some ERP and we need to upload this data as well, doing the field surveys. We measured with the help of the total station that area. And DGPS, control points also there. Demarcated by the revenue officials, measured by the private agency, right? In this situation, as per LPM, whatever existing records, that area actually it varies almost 10% variations are there. And if I put on to the system actually, there is a lot of distortion in the shapes also. It is not as per the LPM shape, that is the existing land record shape. And we discussed almost 30 to 35 days with revenue department, APAC people, everyone. Final solution, I'm telling you, it will help you also. They asked us that, sir, this record we'll keep for our validation purpose, whatever we measured that one. Still, we need to validate based on the existing land records only. Because before court of the law, still as the NLRMP program actually needs to modify all these records. Until that period, we need to use the old data only. We cannot get this new data into the picture. Now, what they are doing, the existing actual surveys, what we've done, they are using the data for the purpose of allocation to other industries. LPM data they are using at the court of the law. They are maintaining the two data sets. This is the same thing actually it is happening in all these projects.
I think so. It's my turn. Hello, good afternoon to the panelists. I am Kushpal Daya. I'm running an organization in Gurgaon. And Dr. R.S. Huda is unfortunately today not aware because some of the queries must be to Dr. R.S. Huda, but I think so you are also the appropriate person because, but there is a basic difference in Odisha land record and in Haryana because Haryana and Punjab, two states are there where the land consolidation had been taken. So we do have exact grids. Grids, I mean to say that just like rectangles. Some were very proper sized and some were square also. So now the things comes, I'm working near about Gurgaon area on the revenue records. As per you have told that there is some gap areas, there is overlapping areas. So finally what is happening that in almost, actually when we went in the depth of this particular thing, we came to know that there were different teams when the land consolidation was supposed to be carried out on the field. Then the revenue department had made 2 to 3 teams separately. You will do these 2-3 villages, you do 2-3 villages, and you do implementation basically. So during that particular time, they were not having the same reference. So even the lines, grid lines of the killas, killa I mean to say the acres, they are different. So one particular team they went with the traditional methodology, whatever they were having at that time, and the another went in another direction. They are not matching properly. So one particular thing is coming, this thing means either there is a gap or there is a overlapping. Now the thing is what? That the people who are sitting on the ground, as per you have told, that they do not have any disputes. But whenever there is a measurement, if I want to measure village from one side to another side, the total area. Now exactly what is the problem? That if say that the whole area, the whole revenue area is coming 305 square kilometer. So when I am preparing the same record as per the revenue given dimensions in my computer, that is varying. I am maintaining each and everything as per the revenue record in AutoCAD. Each and every dimension that has been written down over there also, I have cross-verified also. But finally, when I am calculating the whole area, that is varying. And I think so it's a very good challenge for everybody who is working in this field. The total area is not matching as per the ground and as per revenue code. So one particular thing is there, and lot of other issues are also when we are superimposing on satellite data the original revenue record as per the dimensions, then it might be as per the circumstances of the ground, the road diversion has taken in a different way. Currently the road shape is very smooth, but in the revenue it is very sharp. So I don't know what is the process that how the when the government is acquiring the land, and in acquisition of land means to the farmer, when they are supposed to pay the amount, I don't know what reference they are paying to that particular customer numbers. Meanwhile on ground it is not on the same customer numbers. These are the very near observations on ground. So, and I think so these are the real challenges also with the technologist, technology people as well as on the department end.
Thank you. In fact, these are the challenges which I was also mentioning, that there are differences in the area which is there in the old settlement, new settlement. There has been shifting, there has been encroachment, there has been overlay, there has been caps. Now, one thing is there, if you are trying to comply, suppose you have measured something using a scale which has the least count of 1 centimeter, and then you want to say that now it is not matching up to 0.50003 millimeter. That cannot happen. That one has to understand, government is also understanding, but with the same thing, because government cannot increase your area or not reduce your area. So what they are, government, one thing is there, that when they are taking such issues, they first keep, maybe I can share you, maybe your shape and size will remain same, even area will remain, will also change, but your area in the record will remain same. Another thing is, when you are measuring this thing by plane table or this thing, you have not taken into account the earth curvature in this thing. Now, when there a hilly terrain is there, now you are measuring 10 degree, 20 degree, 30 degree. Your area of this entire parcel or entire revenue village will also increase. So these are the challenges, and we have to take a pragmatic view, because you cannot have any textbook solution for that. These solutions, in fact, we have taken a decision from the government for when we are taking this joint survey of mines, and we have to accommodate the adjoining cadastral records and as well as the forest area. We said that wherever the first, preferentially where the actual position of the lease, suppose the lease has been monumented at X place, it was not mandated to be there, but he is working from last 25 years. Let it be. We have to accept. We have to accept that there has been mistakes. First thing, then only you can improve. Obviously. Our forest area, I know that Supreme Court has mandated in 2012 that entire this thing should be DGPS surveyed. They have not been done, because I know that 1 or 2 they have surveyed. There is huge gap, some 10%, some 20%, and maybe otherwise 100 to 200 acre very easily. Now we have to accept that when they were done, those were done with the existing forest guards, with the having existing technology. And now when we are doing, we should take whatever the most corrected. And sometimes I always say better is enemy of good. If you achieve always that I will do better, you will not do.
Sir,
so whatever is
really
achievable in the given circumstances, we should try to achieve.
Sir,
and these issues have to be resolved.
Efforts are really appreciable. I'm not